Morning all. Well, there's news that... Oh, geez. I thought that t-shirt wasn't gonna... Anyway, alright. We'll just ignore that triangle. It's Rammstein. So, number 24. Columbus Blue Jackets now apparently belongs to Vegas, but again, they can't announce the trades until awards night. Trades leak out. It happens. Unless it's Calgary, in which case, Brian Burke will find you. Pierre LeBrun is reporting that 3 picks in the first round already belong to Vegas. They just haven't been announced yet. So Vegas is picking at 6, probably picking at 24. Apparently Nashville hasn't been able to come to an agreement with them yet. Nashville wants them to take certain players. The agreement with Columbus is to take certain players. And one of the players that is allowed to be picked by Vegas to make this deal valid is Ryan Murray. I know Ryan Murray only had 11 points in 60 games, but the idea that Columbus will just hand him away. They're making this deal to protect Jack Johnson, Boone Jenner, and Jonas Korpisalo. That's what's being rumored. So it's a first rounder, an agreement that they'll draft Matt Calvert, William Karlsson, or Ryan Murray, and as well a prospect, not Pierre-Luc Dubois or Sonny Milano. So there is a rumor out there that it's either Dubois or Milano. I went back to the source, which was the Columbus Dispatch, and it is not those 2 players. So it's a Columbus prospect, not those 2 players. Kekalainen is not going to make a move where he trades away his number 3 draft pick from last year. People are already writing him off as a bust, which is weird because he hasn't played a game yet, but that's the nature of today's fandom. Nashville's an interesting one, though, because you'd think Nashville's number 30 pick would be first up, and then probably, I would think, the player that they're going to want Vegas to take is James Neal. It feels that way. It feels like they want to rid themselves off the books of James Neal. So Columbus is covered, and there are rumors about other teams potentially being covered. I'm trying to think. Chicago's number 1 pick, I think, is the other one that's gone. I think it'll be Kruger, Van Riemsdyk, and the number 1 draft pick going to Vegas in agreement for them not picking certain players. And potentially something else goes back to Chicago. So if Vegas is picking at 6, 24, and 26, I'm calling it now. They take this 26 and 24 and they try to move up. Boston's at 18. Boston, I think, would take 24 and 26 for 18. This feels like bingo all of a sudden. I would think the Islanders may be in a position as well to say we'll take 24 and 26 and give you 15. There are teams that are willing to add more draft picks to their list. Philly is at 2. Philly's been pretty aggressive in terms of getting draft picks this year. They've got 11 in this year's draft. So I could see Philly being in the mix, but obviously not using their number 2 pick, using something else. Colorado's another one who definitely is going to want to add extra picks, because in a draft like this, the more guys you get, the more chance you have of ending up with really solid prospects. In the more shallow drafts, sometimes if you have those 11 or 12 picks, you look smarter later on. It's just luck of the draw, really. When you're picking 18 and 19-year-olds, there's no telling who the best is going to be unless it's a generational talent. Other than that, who knows? Alexander Daig is a famous example of a bust. Daig was good his first 2 or 3 years in the league. Daig was fine. He just never took that next step, and instead he regressed, and then he ended up out of the league. He was lazy. That was the report, anyways. But it'll be interesting to see what else Vegas does, because yeah, they're running the show right now. And that's just 3 picks in the first round. I guarantee over here in this board here, there would be a ton of Vegas in there if they were allowed to announce the trades that have been made. So here's the thing. So Columbus is giving up a prospect, and I'm not sure which prospect that would be. You guys can speculate away. Their number one draft pick, and losing likely either Calvert or Murray, depending on how the team is put together by George McPhee in Vegas. I like Matt Calvert. I honestly do. I think Calvert had a down year. I know he had a down year. But I like Matt Calvert. Not as much as Boone Jenner, but I like Matt Calvert. And I still think Ryan Murray, he's been injury prone and he's had a lot of problems. But if he can get it together, I don't know. It's just me, I guess. Vegas is making out like bandits already. And of course, the big part of this rumor, too, is that Vegas is taking on David Clarkson's contract and monies, which would make a lot of sense. Columbus has major problems with the cap right now, and they need some guys on entry-level contracts. That's why I think Dubois and Milano are in their opening night roster this coming season by hook and by crook. I think they have to be. They need guys on cheap contracts. So I think Milano's ready. It's debatable whether or not Dubois is ready, but he's going to get his shot because Columbus has a lot of problems. That's why Sam Gagner is not going to end up going back to Columbus unless he takes less money than he deserves, which he might. I mean, Gagner's made a lot of money in his career, and he bounced around a bit before he got to Columbus, and he may really appreciate Columbus, and he might give them a bit of a discount so that he gets to stay somewhere that he knows he plays well. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know which other, so there's a good chance that they have 6 and they have 24. Let me know which pick you think maybe they have locked away. Maybe 27. Maybe St. Louis made a deal with them so they wouldn't take Yaskin. Maybe there's a deal with Montreal. Maybe there's a deal with the Rangers. Let me know what you guys think. Again, this is just pure speculation. No sources as usual other than the TSN and Sportsnet websites that I frequent. But it's coming from enough sources that I can't see it, and it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense that Columbus is doing their best to protect players. And, Minnesota as well. The thing with Minnesota is they don't have a first-round draft pick, so they can't be giving one up. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, yeah, it's Minnesota's pick. But it's not Minnesota's pick. Minnesota's pick, of course, is right here. It's Phoenix's / Arizona. I will never give up on them being called the Phoenix Coyotes. Never. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And it's going to be a fun draft. This is going to be a fun week coming up. The trade deadline. There's an NHL imposed deadline for making any deals before expansion of noon Pacific today, 3 o'clock Eastern today. So we'll see if anything happens between now and then. If not, we're set until expansion, and we'll see what happens. The other note, and I'll throw this into this video even though it's not about Columbus, is that Cody Ceci apparently has been told that he's being protected. Pierre LeBrun's reporting that, meaning that Mathot may not get protected, or maybe they've got a deal to get Mathot out or to get Phaneuf out. Phaneuf would be the obvious trade target, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.